Hey, what's up, Premium Chasers? A decent amount to cover today. Number one, yesterday, rate cuts aren't happening, right? Which has actually surprised a lot of people, remain unchanged, right? And number two, what does this actually do for us option sellers? Are there any good premiums out there to be collecting from those silly options buyers? Let's talk about it over the shoulder. Also, one lucky commenter down below is going to win a free premium play call with me so I can show you our quad option strategy so you can start collecting some juicy premiums from options buyers. But guys, some news came out yesterday, obviously, right? Interest rates are not going to be changed whatsoever. Not a huge shocker. I did think we were going to have a little bit of a rate cut, that's for sure. But I definitely recommend go watch that whole press conference for yourself because you can feel it. You can feel the uncertainty right now in the market with the tariffs, and it's going to be an interesting ride. It's nice to see that we did have a nice little rally. I wouldn't even call it a rally, a nice little rebound, I guess, off the bottom Bollinger Band here. Just looking at the S&P 500, which is nice, right? That's a good thing. But as far as setups, and we're going to talk about all the different kinds of setups right now, there's really not much happening right now, unfortunately, guys. And this is a lesson that I think is going to be really important to you. Watch this whole thing because oftentimes, especially when you're like selling options, the best thing you can do is kind of sit on your hands and watch. The past 3 weeks have been very good to us. They have been very, very good to us, right? We are able to get into some cash secured puts and get out of those and close those out. Okay, and I'm going to dive into some of those setups and all that stuff here in a second. But you could see on the S&P 500, we did see a nice rebound. Now we're working our way kind of like towards that middle Bollinger Band area. What do I think is going to happen? I think we're going to continue to kind of work our way up on the S&P 500. But I think once this whole tariff situation happens, and if it does on April 7th, we don't know like what those long-term effects of that are going to be. No one does. Like we don't even know what's going to happen like 3-6 months, even let alone a year from now, if everything kind of goes into place and what that's actually going to do to our economy, right? So you have to feel like I feel that. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of uncertainty. And watch that press conference from yesterday. Even the way Powell was speaking about it, you could just feel that uncertainty. Like no one knows what's going on. Like it's scary in a way. Now let's kind of talk about some setups because we did have a lot of people closing out their positions this week, and that's what you really want to be looking at, right? This whole month of March has been cash secured put territory, right? We are able to open up cash secured puts on great companies. Now is the time to go lock in those gains, right? And either close out your positions. And if you were assigned to start running your covered calls, right? So a bunch of ones that we had in our community were NVIDIA. Lots of us had cash secured puts at like $100 on NVIDIA, and able to close those out pretty much, within a few days and locking in like 1 to almost 2% return, which is absolutely fantastic, right? If you got assigned, obviously this is a good time. If you got assigned, let's say in like this, 110 range or something along those lines, now might be a good time to consider running your covered calls on it. I do like to wait personally until we're towards this top Bollinger Band to run those covered calls. But if you're just trying to get in and out of a trade, that's fine. So like, let's say you did get assigned on your NVIDIA at 110, right? You can start, right? Since we're having a green day here on NVIDIA, we could sell a call and you could see if you could get away with doing like a weekly on it, right? And getting out of it, right? So for example, you could do the 120s right here, right? And let's say you did buy it at 110, you could do these 120s and you collect a nice almost, $300 in premium. And then if you do sell it, you're getting a nice extra, almost $1,000 or $1,000, just an extra premium as well on that appreciation sale, which is fantastic, right? That is fantastic, or an extra $100, my bad. So what other plays are we looking at? Obviously, I'm still monitoring Google pretty heavily. To me, I think this is still in territory for some cash secured puts. It's still a little bit oversold on the RSI. It's still kind of like in the middle of that middle Bollinger Band and bottom Bollinger Band. If you watch that GTC conference that's happening this week, this AI boom that, like Jensen said, like it far out. It's like 100x the demand, right, versus the supply, right? And what are the companies that are going to have really take advantage of this the most, right? Obviously, NVIDIA, AMD, Google, Microsoft, right? These are the companies that are going to literally I believe, like, not maybe 10x, but they're the ones that are set to really have the most gains with this whole AI revolution, quantum computing, robotics, right? Like, those are things that are going to make such an impact in our everyday lives, right? And these are the companies really set to take advantage of it the most, right? Like, so for me, I'm heavily focusing in on that tech sector. I'm not really in Microsoft, but I do pay attention heavily to Google, Nvidia, and AMD, as you guys know, if you're followers here of the channel, right? So let's take a look at like any setups that we're seeing here on Google today, right? So let's go to Google. We'll go to our trade options section. Now, obviously, it's a little bit of a green day, but not too much. But if we go and look our 30 to 45 days out, let's go 36 days out here, right? The put premiums are still fantastic here for us, right? So even at the 155s, current market price around 165, 0.24 delta, so only about a 24% chance that you're going to get assigned here. You could see we would actually collect $258 in premium. Let's see what kind of return that is on our capital. If we do 258, and what did we say? It was 155, so it's 15,500 in collateral that we would need. Right? You're getting about a 1.66% return on your money in a single month, and on a fantastic company at that, right? So to me, there's still a play there. Now, I do believe like you probably missed the boat here a bit because, when you want it right when it's like trading at that bottom Bollinger Band, that's like the best time to open up those or sell those cash secured puts because your premiums are going to be the highest, right? If you don't know what selling options is or anything like that, take a look at that workshop down below, guys. It's only about 60 minutes long. And I walk you through exactly how to sell options, how to collect premiums from silly options buyers, right? I look at them as the gamblers, right? And we're like the dealers in the house, right? Taking their poker chips, okay? Slow and steady. That's how I like to do things and not gamble and lose money, okay? So another important thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and I know you guys don't want to hear it, nobody wants to hear it, blah, 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 but I think it's something that's going to make you a better trader. Times like these, right, especially this week, right, where we're kind of just going sideways, really. Like if you look at like a lot of other companies, like everything is kind of like just kind of in the middle, right? We're just kind of moving sideways, right? The market's just waiting to see what happens. And I feel like that's going to be like that the rest of this month, right? And really till April, first week of April when this whole tariff situation goes down, right? So I think until that point, don't rush trades. It's basically what I'm trying to say. And I know you don't want to hear that because it's not fun, it's not boring, but us as option sellers, you don't want to go out there and chase setups, right? You want to wait for the setup to actually happen, right? And I think a lot of you want to trade often. You want to trade a lot. And really the times you get burned is when you are trading a lot, right? Us as option sellers, you might only do like 5 to 10 trades a month, if that, especially if you're a beginner, right? I believe it is a much better strategy to do less is more, especially with trading. And if you stick to your strategy, you stick to your plan of buying companies that you want to buy that are good companies, collect juicy premium for them, right? Wait till they expire or close your position out early, run covered calls if you own the shares, collect more premium, exit those companies at prices you chose, collect that appreciation sale as well as any dividend that you might have on that company. I call that the quad option strategy. You're setting yourself up for long-term success. Where you get burned is when you start going into sketchy companies, these leveraged ETFs or leveraged plays, and that's where you get burned. Listen, this strategy already is kind of putting you in a winning position, right? And some of you still find ways to lose, and it's sad, right? Because you're almost, it's like you want that dopamine hit, right? Like and you don't want to do that. Like again, I know we all fall for like the hype and the FOMO and all those things, and we want to see insane gains, but over time, I think you'll thank yourself if you just sit on your hands during times like this and don't force trades to actually happen, right? Let the setups happen, look at them, and then make decisions from there. Watch the workshop down below. I will leave it in the pinned comment section, guys, as well for you guys, so you can hopefully start collecting your very first premiums and drop a comment for your chance to win a premium play call with me. And while you're down there, do me the biggest favor of your day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see you guys tomorrow.